Welcome back to another episode of What Would the Gamer and You Do? This is episode 7, and of course, without further delay, let's go and get into this week's question. So last week we had a Marvel Rivals question, which actually got a ton of really neat responses, and I enjoyed reading all of them and replying back to you guys about making a duelist character. So continuing that trend, this week we have, if Marvel Rivals asks you to create a Vanguard character, so those are your tanks, for the game, what would you come up with? Remember, only focus Vanguard. Don't worry about Duelist or Strategist. For this week, just focus Vanguard, which are your tank characters again. And of course, some criteria to consider would be to pick a character, right? So any character from Marvel or the MCU or the comics that you think would fit the tank kind of build. Tell me the main attack move this character has. Tell me the moveset abilities the character has, at least 2 of them. So these are the moves that you need to click certain keys or buttons to activate them. And lastly, tell me what ultimate move this character has as well and what it does. So to kick things off, to show you guys what I would come up with, is I decided to go with the character Null. I think Null would be a really neat tank to add to the game. And his main attack ability would be using the Necrosword, right? The all-black sword that he created. It would do a simple sword swing back and forth where it would do an appropriate amount of damage. And of course, he would also be given an overhead strike where he takes the sword, swings it over his head, slams into the ground, and does a larger amount of damage. The first moveset ability is called Dark Energy Manipulation, or his Eldritch Energy. So it's said that Null can use and manipulate dark energy to create a kind of fiery purple beam to cast upon his enemies. It's also said that he can use this beam in a type of flak way to defend himself, or to even use it in the type of torpedo way as well. The second moveset I came up with is called Shadow Teleportation. It's said that Null can use shadows and darkness to teleport to certain areas, so much like that in Marvel Rivals, he would be able to use shadows and darkness to teleport to any point of interest that he wants on the map. Finally, we have the ultimate ability, and what I decided to go with is called Grendel Flight. So we know Null is able to create symbiotes and creatures, and he created one symbiote dragon called the Grendel. Now what happens is, when activated, symbiotes will come out of the ground and grab certain enemies, kind of hinder them and lock them in place. Grendel is then summoned, where he will pick up Null, and they will fly to an area in the sky, and then eventually swoop down and attack the enemies that are hindered or stuck by the symbiotes. While he swoops down, Null will swing the Necrosword in a really big slash, causing a massive amount of damage. Now I want to ask you guys, if Marvel Rivals asked you to create a Vanguard style of character, what would you come up with? What would the gamer in you do? That's all for this week, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.